Welcome into Upperman High School in Baxter, Tennessee. The side of this District 7 AAA doubleheader on tap as Cumberland County takes on Upperman. I'm Noah McKay on the call here on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network, though to be joined by all of you here today live on the main UCR Facebook page, YouTube channel, and the NFHS Network. Moments away from tip-off and a fun girls clash, a rematch between the Cumberland County Lady Jets under head coach Veronica Dishman and the Upperman Lady Bees under head coach Dana McWilliams. We welcome you into the Crouch team with Highlands Lake Real Estate pregame show as the starting lineup introduction video being played here in Baxter. And without further ado, let's get right to the Southwell Auto Clinic starting lineups, and there are changes tonight for the Upperman Lady Bees in this starting lineup tonight. Starting for the Cumberland County Lady Jets and our head coach Veronica Dishman with a record of 14 victories and 10 losses. They are 1-3 in District 7 AAA. Starting tonight for the Lady Jets, number 00, the freshman Maddie Spriggs. Number 24, Cadence Wilson. Number 23, Sydney Wilhite. Number 33, Carly Colleen, and number 25, Olivia Futrell. Mentioned new starters tonight for the Upperman Lady Bees. Dana McWilliams is looking for a spark, and she's going with the guards tonight, starting for the Lady Bees. Number 3, Cassie Crouch. Number 4, for the first time in her Upperman varsity career, Bella 5. Number 12, Taylor Delenti. Number 22, Gracie Butler. And number 23, Maggie Butler. The Upperman Lady Bees, after a red-hot start to District 7 3A play, have dropped 2 of their last 3, both on the road in Sparta and in Crossville against the Stone Memorial Lady Panthers. Those two teams face off tonight for sole possession of first place. Tonight, a Cumberland County win would tie them up with the Lady Bees in the 3 spot in the loss column. An Upperman win, and they will remain just one game back of whoever comes out of that Sparta Stone Memorial game victorious. Lady Bees with a 3-2 district record, Cumberland County 1-3. It's the pink out night here in Baxter, so the Lady Bees are in their pink uniforms, gray numbers and letters outlined in white trim. Cumberland County in their traditional powder blue road uniforms with white numbers and letters on the front and the back. Let us know in the comment section who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. 4 games across the network tonight. All are live and all are set to get underway. Our lead official, who I do not recognize. That's always interesting. That's a rarity. Brings the ball in, throws it up. Let's get it on as Gracie Butler wins the tip, and Cassie Crouch will bring it ahead. Crouch into the front court for Upperman, opening possession. Bella Fye into the starting lineup for the first time. The sophomore rips it over left side for Taylor Delenti. Now Maggie Butler bobbles, gathers, goes to work on the drive, reverses back to Crouch. Crouch back into the starting lineup where she was the early part of this season until the Greenville tournament. And now another sophomore hands off to a senior, Taylor Delenti, over to Gracie Butler. Now Bella Fye has it. Fye back to Gracie Butler. Butler clears on the drive, gets inside, right-hand leg good. And the Lady Bees start in front 2-0 on the lay-in by Gracie Butler. Upperman in their full court press, and it forces a tip. It'll stay with Cumberland County. The Lady Jets led at halftime in the first meeting, but it was a dominant second half for the Lady Bees as they rolled 56-40 back on January 13th in Crossville. The rematch here tonight, Lady Jets have not been able to knock off either of the top 3 yet. They're hoping to do so tonight. Here in transition shot, no, but they'll get a foul on Bella Fye. It'll be her first, and a trip to the line to shoot 2 upcoming here for Olivia Futrell. Futrell sets up here. Lady Jets have not played in a long time. Their last time out was Friday, January 23rd, when they fell at Stone Memorial as Futrell rattles home the first. The ice storm has wreaked havoc on the Lady Jets schedule. They had a break already built in, and then they got an extended one. We'll see how big of a factor that plays. 2-2 after they made 2 free throws for Olivia Futrell. Here's Cassie Crouch in the front court. Crouch goes to work one-on-one with Futrell. She'll hand off to Delenti. Delenti tosses it over to Gracie Butler. Butler against Sydney Wilhite. Little hesitation, drive, and a finish. Gracie Butler with a strong start. She's got 4 early ones for the Lady Bees, and they lead 4-2. Now nearly a tie-up, and it will be a tie-up. A jump as Maggie Butler got her hands on it, fighting in there with Carly Colleen. The arrow belongs to the Lady Jets, so they'll keep possession. 6:42 to go in the opening quarter. Thought Butler may have gotten away with one there on the reach around. Official says clean play on. Go to the baseline inbound for some reason, and here comes Sydney Wilhite. Miss basketball candidate for sure. Wilhite, shoulders in, now hands off. Here's Maddie Spriggs. Spriggs bounces it over right side, Colleen. She tries to drive on Maggie Butler, who throws it up wildly, and a nice finish for Carly Colleen. Tough take. And now ahead, here comes Cassie Crouch. Going at it solo tonight, so if I mess up the camera every once in a while, apologies for it. We'll make it work. Here's Bella Fye with it. Works over right wing side for Maggie Butler. Maggie on the drive again. Maggie Butler inside too strong. A delayed whistle and a call. This will be 2 free throws upcoming for Maggie Butler at the Sonia Brown with America Way Real Estate free throw line. They get Maddie Spriggs for the Lady Jets' first foul of the game. Butler to the stripe for 2. Unable to hit the first. And unable to hit the second. A break for the Lady Jets as it's an 0 for 2 trip. Still 4-4. Quickly ahead. Nice pass ahead. Wilson. A lot of contact. Kicked out Spriggs. Lines up the 3. Can't hit. Maggie Butler wrestles the rebound away. And here comes Upperman. Cassie Crouch with it as she'll toss it ahead for Taylor Delenti. Delenti into the front court. Surveys. Now skips it across to Maggie Butler. She lines up the right wing 3 and hits. Maggie Butler with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. And it's the Butler twins getting it done for the Lady Bees early on. Here's Spriggs. You can see the adjustment for Veronica Dishman as her shot won't go, and Colleen was standing out of bounds when she touched the basketball. And it's going to be Lady Bee basketball, which is correct. I'm not sure what he was waiting on. Mentioned didn't recognize him, and just a couple of struggles early on, but that time Colleen definitely touched it standing out of bounds. 7-4. As Crouch nearly has it poked. Now goes to the wing. Good defense there by Olivia Futrell. As Gracie Butler again on the drive, and she will be fouled. Colleen with the wrap. That'll be the first on Carly Colleen, second on the Lady Jets. And for the Lady Bees, the adjustment for the Lady Jets against that pressure, quickly trying to get those runouts clearly. Out in transition, get out rolling. Upperman with a 7-4 lead in the basketball. Delenti inbounds quickly to Bella Fye, and Fye will reset. Sadie South is not in the gym tonight. We'll see as a foul is called, and 2 free throws upcoming for Gracie Butler at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
Lady Jets foul on Spriggs, her second, team third. At the Showcase Last Premier free throw line, shooting 2, Gracie Butler.
And that's a big call. It's the second on the impressive freshman Maddie Spriggs. As Gracie Butler hits the first free throw, and she already has 5 points.
Return for the Lady Jets, Carly Colleen.
2 for 2 for Gracie Butler, and Lady Bees lead 9-4. Now Fye chasing from behind. Colleen lost handle on it. Fye comes away with the steal. Now Fye trying to go up against Wilhite. Couple of different Lady Jets around her. She resets over to Gracie Butler. Now Delenti lines up the 3. Can't hit. Rebound down. So grabbed away by Futrell, but she threw it right off her teammate's foot and out of play. Possession back to Upperman. Strong start for the Lady Bees. Gracie Butler has it here with 4:43 to go in the first quarter. It's 9-4, Upperman. Bella Fye with the basketball again. No Sadie South tonight for the Lady Bees. So Fye gets the start. She goes around the defender, puts it up, can't hit, rebound down. Futrell with another rebound. Several early on for Olivia Futrell. Now into the front court with some pace. Kaylin Hale. South under the weather tonight. T.T. Carson back to the table here. She's going to look like flip rolls with Cassie Crouch tonight as Wilhite tries to split, and a foul will be called. They're going to go to the baseline here, and they'll call the foul on Cassie Crouch. That's her first, team second. T.T. Carson checks in, and Gracie Butler will check out. 9-4 our score, 4:17 to go in the first. Baseline inbound here for Cadence Wilson. Wilson throws it into Wilhite. Quick trigger 3, the fastest trigger in the UC. Won't go, though. Rebound knocked out of play, and it was last touched by the Lady Bees. It'll stay with Cumberland County. Let us know in the comments who you are, where you watch from, who you're cheering for. Over on UCR2, the Pickett County Bobcats in action against Clay County. On UCR3, York Institute hosting Livingston. And on UCR4 tonight, it's Cookeville and Warren County. Sydney Wilhite has it. She sends it into the free throw line. Now back out from Colleen. Colleen has it, dumps it out. Right ring three on the way. Can't hit. And that hit the stanchion out of bounds. It was Hale on the three-point attempt. And Gracie Butler will check in. Cassie Crouch will get a breather. Phi gives to Delenti. Now she'll toss it. That one tipped in the air, and Cumberland County forces a turnover and a foul. Carson got into Cadence Wilson. T.T. Carson picks up her first. And the Lady Jets deployed their pressure with some success. 9-4, 3:56 to go in the opening frame. Wilhite brings it over left wing side. Wilhite dumps it over. Wilson back to Colleen. Now skip into the corner back to Wilhite, and another foul as Delenti went into the body of Sydney Wilhite. Fourth team foul, first personal for Delenti. Sideline inbound here for the Lady Bees. Olivia Futrell has it. Next foul sends the Lady Jets to the stripe. Now a steal for Butler. She saved it in. What a pass to Bella Phi. Tremendous play by Gracie Butler. Lady B basketball on the turnover. Left side Delenti. In rhythm. Trey connects. Taylor Delenti with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. And Veronica Dishman wants 30 seconds to talk about things with a quick cash pawn. Timeout on the floor. The presenting sponsor of tonight's game is Gentry's Power Equipment, your hometown steel and Exmark dealer. Spring will be here before you know it. Make sure you're ready in style with a brand new steel or Exmark machine, lawnmowers, chainsaws, blowers, and more. Located on Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville. It's a quick cash pawn. Timeout on the floor. Apologies, I'm not paying attention to the camera. I mentioned I'm looking down sometimes running the camera solo, so you may see people up close and personal this evening. The band is here tonight, and they are rocking over to our right. It's Lady Jets basketball out of the timeout. I'll get the camera raised here in a moment as Sydney Wilhite has it. Now gives Cadence Wilson. Wilson ahead, fires to Hale. Hale throws a pass, and that one's ricocheted out of play. Gracie Butler on it, and possession goes back, or stays, I should say, with the Lady Jets of Cumberland County. Going to get real shaky for a moment here. That pass ricochets around Delenti, forced the near turnover. It's grabbed. Can they save it in? No. Possession back to the Lady Bees as Wilson was last to touch it, according to our officials today. T.T. Carson travel with the basketball, and it goes right back. Both these teams playing hot potato the past couple of possessions. Lady Jets basketball in a 12-4 ball game. Legendary Coach Bill Worrell's tuning in. Coach, hope you're doing well. Appreciate the comment. Watching one of his former star players, Dana McWilliams, on the sideline. Here's Kaylin Hale. She gets free inside. Nice nifty move as she weaves through the traffic, and Kaylin Hale cuts it back to a 6-point game. A lot of basketball to be played. Delenti ahead. T.T. Carson's all alone. Takes her time and puts it in. Carson just leaked behind in transition. Nobody picked her up, and the Lady Bees capitalize. Here's Sydney Wilhite. Goes right into Gracie Butler, and it's a charge. Maybe just out of bounds. Never mind. He pointed like it was a charge. It's not. It's just out of bounds, as they'll say she dribbled it out. So possession back to the Lady Bees. Taylor Delenti checks out. Maggie Butler back in. Cassie Crouch in the game as well. Crouch sends it left side. Maggie Butler. Butler gives to Phi. Phi reverses over to Carson. Carson in traffic. Underhand flips back to Phi. Now Maggie Butler lines up the three. Can't hit. Rebound tipped, and it'll be a foul called on Crouch, I think. When she came from behind, they will get Cassie Crouch on the personal. It'll be her second, team's fifth, and this is going to be 2 free throws. Olivia Futrell is going to go shoot 2 more, where she's already 2 for 2 in this opening quarter. Into the bonus early on here. Cumberland County with still 2.5 to go in the frame. Down by 8, 14-6 here on the road. Score updates on the SK Creation scoreboard. Here's an interesting one. Livingston leads York Institute 15-13 after 1. Pickett County, Clay County tied up at 10 at the end of the first quarter. As Futrell hits the first.
Returning for the Lady Bees, Taylor DeLinty.
Taylor DeLinty back into the game. Crouch will get a breather. She has 2 fouls. Probably won't see her again until later in the second quarter. Next one up, Futrell. Now 4 for 4 as she connects on them both. Lady Jets press has been pretty good. Again, no Sadie South, and it worked again. A turnover as Will Height steps through, puts it up, but can't hit. Rebound is loose. Maggie Butler has it, and a travel is called. Both held the ball. They called a travel. I've never seen that signal before, and possession goes back to Cumberland County. All right. Or maybe he was saying it was both Lady Bees with the basketball. As now they'll send it over left side. 3 ball on the way. It's off the mark. Rebound down. Second chance for the Lady Jets. They'll give back out Welch. Welch to Will Height. Will Height tries to step through, and she traveled. Ran into Maggie Butler, took an extra step, and possession back the other way to the Lady Bees. 2:11 to go in the frame. It's 14-8. Trying to break this press. The outlet feed ahead. Gracie Butler stepped through. They'll say it was tied up. Now she'll underhand flip over to Phi. Slicing through. Can't get it to go, but a foul. Aslan Welch going to be called for her first. And 2 free throws upcoming here for Bella Phi. Desanya Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. We're going to have a lot of free throws in this game at the pace that we are on. We're live on Facebook and YouTube tonight. Also, our partners over at the NFHS Network. And the first one for Bella Phi, and her first varsity start is good. Phi connects on the second as well. 2 for 2 for the sophomore guard out of Prescott South Middle School. 16-8 our score, 2 minutes to go in the first. Long first quarter. Welch gives to Futrell. And now it'll be a 10-second violation as the Lady Bee press stalls out that possession. And Upperman gathers both teams with a host of turnovers early on in this game. It'll be a sideline inbound here for the Lady Bees of Upperman. On their pink out night, wearing all pink. Carson activates right side. Now she'll hand off Maggie Butler. Maggie hands to Phi. Phi crosses over, lost handle, diving onto hardwood for it. Bodies everywhere, and it'll be a foul on Carson as she went from behind. And Upperman, who got in all sorts of foul trouble in Sparta, was a huge factor. They made a run in the second half of that game, but 3 of their starters fouled out relatively early. They're getting into foul trouble again. T.T. Carson picks up her second. Cassie Crouch already has 2. She goes to the table, and Danny McWilliams says, what are we thinking there? As the first free throw is good again for Olivia Futrell, who's 5 for 5. Keeping them in the game right now at the charity stripe is Futrell. And she goes 2 for 2 again. 6 of the 10 points have been Olivia Futrell free throws. Now Gracie Butler poked free from behind, another turnover. Here comes Sydney Wilhite. Wilhite with a head of steam, barrels inside and a travel. Second of the quarter. She tried to drive in, and again Maggie Butler inside. Possession back the other way to the Lady Bees. Now Gracie Butler fires past tipped. Maggie fired it to Gracie. Now ahead Phi over to Crouch. 1:25 to go in the opening frame. An interesting one so far. 5-second clock is ticking. Crouch picks up her dribble, fires it over to Gracie. Gracie checks up, now against Will Height, goes to work. Spins and kicks back to DeLinty. DeLinty guarded by Wilson. Fires it right side, Crouch. Crouch activates with the left hand. 16-10 our score. 1 minute to play in this first quarter. Crouch awaits. Wilson steps to her. Now she'll go. Right side, Gracie. Maggie on the post up. Instead, they'll go back to Phi. Now left side, Crouch. DeLinty off of 2 screens. Well guarded that time by Futrell. 43 seconds to go in the first. Here's Maggie. Lady Bees may take this one down. Hand off to Crouch. Important night for Upperman as they try to bounce back. Cumberland County trying to be the first team to crack into the top 3. Nobody's beaten any of these top 3 teams. Into Gracie. Double team. Reversals DeLinty. In range 3. Hits. It took over a minute, but Taylor Delente reigns home. Lasagna Brown with American Way Real Estate 3, her second of the quarter. Lady Bees lead by 9. Now Wilhite fires it ahead. Welch back to Wilhite. 6 seconds for Wilhite. Futrell back to Wilson. Wilson to Wilhite. Wilhite. Hezzy drive. Barrels in. And the whistle blows. That will bring us to the end of the first quarter here in Baxter. After 1, it's Upperman 19, Cumberland County 10. This is high school basketball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman football on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They're also proud to sponsor the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. Lady Bees lead the Lady Jets of Cumberland County 19-10 at the end of the first quarter. A long first quarter. A lot of fouls in that frame. It's Upperman basketball as we're back underway, working left to right. Lady Jets the other way. Nice give and go. Cassie Crouch wide open for the lay, and Upperman has a double-digit lead here over the Lady Jets. Now another pass ahead intercepted. Maggie Butler picks it off. Maggie to Crouch. Corner 3. On the way. No good. Long rebound. Crouch able to run it down and extends the possession. Now Crouch checks back towards the 800-plus game winner, Dana McWilliams, who gives the new call. 35 seconds into the second quarter. Upperman leads 21-10. No Sadie South tonight for the Lady Bees, out with an illness. Back Maggie Butler lines up the 3, a deep one, can't hit, rebound down. This one grabbed by Kaylin Hale, and here comes Cumberland County. Another dangerous pass. Wilhite able to adjust. Nice feed across the lane. Welch traveled again. Third travel for the Lady Jets so far. And Upperman gets the possession back in an 11-point ball game. Bella Fye weaving through traffic. She sends it ahead to Cassie Crouch. Now Maggie to Delente, looking for her third. Can't hit that one. Rebound down. Welch comes down with it. Now Maddie Spriggs got pulled out early in the first quarter after picking up 2 fouls. Now Spriggs brings it up. She's certainly the Robin to the Batman that is Sydney Wilhite. Spriggs bounces it over to Hale, now into the corner for Wilson. Wilson pulls it back over to Spriggs. Little head fake. Now Welch kicks into the corner. Hale on the drive against the 2-3 zone of the Lady Bees. Now Spriggs. Hit a couple of threes in the first meeting. Spriggs fires it into Wilhite from the free throw line. 6.5 to go in the first half. Wilhite starts to drive. She'll give back Wilson. Wilson. Back to Spriggs. Now for Wilhite. Long possession here for the Lady Jets and a foul. As Wilhite drove in, Crouch can't believe it. It's the third on Cassie Crouch. It'll send T.T. Carson, who also has 2, to the table to check in. And you get the gripe there for Crouch. Wilhite created that contact. That's probably a play on spot, but the official says it was illegal. 21-10. Here's Wilhite, going to step into the 3. Long one, another minute. Sydney Wilhite splashes home the triple, and the Lady Jets are back within single digits. And that is the first point for Sydney Wilhite. Does not go very many quarters scoreless. Here's Gracie Butler on the drive. Good, counted in 1. Gracie Butler on the take. She's got 8 and can make it 9 when she heads to the stripe. Kaylin Hale picks up her first. Butler to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line for 1. And a timeout going to be called on the floor here by Erotica Dishman. A quick cash pawn timeout on the floor, I believe. No, it is Dana McWilliams burning the 30-second timeout. 6:02 to go here in the opening half. 23-13. Over on UCR2, it's Livingston Academy. It's Pickett County against York. I'll get it right. Pickett County against Clay County. On UCR3, it's York against Livingston. On UCR4, Warren County against Cookeville. And it's Clay County leading 20-15 in the Bobcat Den right now over on UCR2. Tim Scruggs is there. Livingston Academy and York Institute 27-18. Just updated. York with the lead now on the SK Creation scoreboard. And how about Michael Lindsay? His season commentary debut tonight over on UCR4. He's alongside Rafferty Cleary. Craig Cantrell is in Jamestown for York Livingston. Gracie Butler hits at the free throw line. Put all three on the board, and the Lady Bees back in front by 11. It's been a long day. I'm sorry. I'm going to be stumbling a little bit on commentary, I can tell you that. Wilson brings it ahead. Sends it over to Spriggs. Spriggs bounces back to Wilhite. Wilhite into Butler. Charge. Gracie Butler takes the charge, and we're going the other way as Sydney Wilhite picks up her first personal. And Gracie Butler trying to evolve her game. Usually it's people taking charges against her. That time she took the contact in the chest. Talenti fires it into the front court. Maggie Butler over to Gracie. There's a host of bodies around her, and the feet shuffled. Possession back to Cumberland County, and another travel. You don't see this many travels this often with teams of this caliber. We've seen a bunch early on. Sideline inbound coming for Cadence Wilson. She bounces for Wilhite. Gracie Butler there awaiting. Here comes the trap. Wilhite so calm with the basketball. She brings it over left side. And a foul. A block on Gracie Butler. It'll be the first on her. Another score update on the SK Creation scoreboard, 22-18. Clay County with the lead over Pickett County. Would be a huge win tonight if they can hang on in the second half there in Byrdstown. Left side, Futrell. Futrell. Time ticking. Delenti there defensively. Official said she was spacing out and reset the clock. Wilhite steps through, loses handle, goes right to Phi. Turnover, and here comes Bella Phi with a head of steam. Phi dumps it across to Delenti, puts it up and in. Transition offense, defense into offense for the Lady Bees. And their lead swells now up to 13. You wondered how they'd answer after a very tough performance in Sparta. They've answered well so far, even without Sadie South. Maggie Butler wins the rebound and then spins away as Hale tried to rip it. Kaylin Hale just picked up her second. So now 2 fouls on Hale, 2 fouls on Spriggs, 3 on Crouch and 2 on Carson. So both teams flirting with foul trouble. As Maggie Butler gives back, now Wilhite tries to wrestle it away. Wilhite wanted to travel. We play on. Gracie Butler drove right past the defender and puts it in. Gracie B is in her bag right now, back in the hive. Upperman has not played many games here, and another travel. Futrell had Carson right there. Went down, possession back to Upperman in a 15-point game with 4:36 to go. Cumberland County's got to be careful. Lady B starting to roll. They've fallen down to the number 5 ranked team in the state after being number 1 and number 3. I still think you should have all 3, Sparta, Stone, and Upperman, top 3 in this state. They've shown it. Left side, Gracie Butler. Now Delenti. Cumberland County communicating on defense as Delenti fires it into space for Maggie Butler, who saved it in, but right to Cadence Wilson. Now an opportunity for Cumberland County looking for a run starter. Still a ton of basketball to be played. Here's Wilhite. Wilhite bounces over into the corner. Spriggs. Carson playing with 2 fouls as Spriggs steps through, throws it up with the left hand. No. Rebound down. Maggie Butler has it, and another foul. Olivia Futrell going to be called for the personal, and they really are not letting anybody get away with grabbing at a basketball in that way tonight, as Radhika Dishman's going to call a full quick cash pawn timeout on the floor. 3:56 to go in the first half. Lady Bees lead by 15. We'll step aside. Coverage presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018.
Upperman in control early on here in Baxter. They lead Cumberland County 28-13, and the band is absolutely thunderous to our right. Good crowd here in attendance tonight as we've hit the home stretch of the regular season. 2 weeks to go, and it is postseason tournament time. And when I say we're going to go hard in postseason tournaments here at UCR, I mean hard. It'll be the biggest postseason we've ever had as Delente inbounds to Gracie Butler. Butler ahead to Bella Fye as Upperman breaks the press. Fye dumps it across to Maggie Butler. Now back Taylor Delente. Over to T.T. Carson. Carson hands off to Fye. Now left side, Butler. This is Gracie. Eyes up for Gracie. They switch off, and we have a whistle and a stoppage. Cadence Wilson, a little bit hobbled up high, so the official, sensing an opportunity to stop play, stops it there. He says it wasn't a foul. Wilson looks like she's okay. Of course, Cumberland County's playing this year without Dominica Beal. They lost her in the summer. She was going to be a starter for this team. She's in uniform, but big brace on her left knee. Inbound to T.T. Carson, Upperman basketball. Back out Maggie Butler. Will Height's there defensively. She gives back to Fye. Now across Gracie. Gracie tosses to Carson. Carson hands off Fye. Fye to Gracie. Now Delente. Delente from the wing tosses over to Maggie. Now Fye. Fye lines up the three. She can really shoot it. That one's too strong. Rebound down. And here comes Cumberland County. Wilhite looking to get it rolling to Spriggs. She lines up the three. Can't hit. Rebound tipped by Maggie Butler. Now there's a fight for it. That'll be a tie-up and a jump. The arrow belongs to Cumberland County. 3:04 to go in the second quarter, 28-13. Abby Stone to the table. We'll see if Maggie Butler's going to get a breather. She has been working hard. She will get that breather. Wilson to inbound. Now fires into the corner. Three ball for Futrell. Good. Olivia Futrell splashes home the tray. She's been the best Lady Jet so far. 9 points already for Futrell. And it's 28-16. Still plenty of time for the Lady Jets. They just need a little run. Here's Carson. Hands off. Fine. Now back Butler. Gracie, closely guarded by Wilhite, loses handle. Carson goes to grab and does. Now Wilhite in front and a foul. Trying to ratchet up that pressure. Just a little bit too much there. And that is the second on Sydney Wilhite. And it is the 15th foul. So with 2:40 to go in the quarter, now kind of the inverse of what we saw in the first. It'll be Upperman to the line. T.T. Carson goes to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot two. First one for T.T. Carson is good. Nothing but net. Upperman really has barely played in this building this year. A lot of neutral sites, which is not uncommon in their district games backloaded. They're back here against Livingston Academy on Friday, then here on Saturday at 4 against the Kings Academy in a revenge game as Maddie Spriggs tight ropes into the front court. Spriggs works it over to the wing, picks up as Fye arrives. Now a dangerous pass. Futrell able to send it over for Wilson. Drives inside and a foul. Stone trying to cut her off, commits the personal. Cadence Wilson to the line to shoot two. It'll be the first on Abby Stone, third team foul against the Lady Bees. Stick around during the Happy Heller halftime show. We'll be joined by Upperman boys head coach Bobby McWilliams. Talk about their game with the Jets, and we will also talk a little bit about his Mr. Basketball contender as it's that time of the year with, of course, the reigning Mr. Basketball, Ty Cobbs. Cadence Wilson pops out the free throw. Maggie Butler checking back in after a quick breather. Score update on the SK Creation scoreboard. York Institute has taken the lead over Livingston with a big second quarter, 27-18. As Wilson hits the second, her first point, and it's 30-17. Carson with it. Senses a lane, drives inside. On the floor, a foul is called, but it will be two free throws as Upperman's in the bonus for T.T. Carson. And they get the foul on Carly Colleen. That is her second. So now four different Lady Jets have two. Upperman has T.T. Carson with two and Cassie Crouch with three, and then a host of others with one. As the first one for Carson is good. Next one, no good. Each team has split the last two, and then Taylor Delente went over the back of Sydney Wilhite, and Delente becomes the latest player with two fouls. Abby Stone to the table. She checks back in. Carson will check out. That's the 14th foul on the Lady Bees. Quick whistle tonight both ways, so teams are just going to have to adjust to it. Over Futrell, having a great first half. Futrell still with it, throws the runner up. Tough shot, won't go. Gracie Butler on the rebound, and here comes the Johnson University signee. Butler weaving through traffic, still with it. Butler dumps it off to Lenti. Baseline drive, throws up the runner, can't hit, little short. Rebound loose. Maggie Butler has it and resets. Over to Phi. Phi to Gracie. Delenti's wide open. Gracie couldn't see her, though. She'll dump it over right side to Phi. Now back Gracie. 1:45 to go in the second quarter. Lady Bees ahead by 14. Phi ready. Right in the pocket. 3 ball, too strong. Her rebound down. Wilson has it. Gives over to Futrell. Now Wilhite. And a foul. Phi cut in front, and this is exactly what Cumberland County needs because one of the best free throw shooters in the state, Sydney Wilhite, goes to the stripe to shoot 2 as they go into the bonus. And another player with 2 fouls as Bella Phi becomes the 4th Lady B with that distinction. Each team has at least 4. Foul outs are going to happen in this game as the first free throw for Wilhite is good. Just 4 points in the first half for Sydney Wilhite. When you say that, you wouldn't think it would even be a 13-point game, so it could be worse for Cumberland County. Next free throw is no good, but the rebound comes right back to Wilhite as it hit the back of the circle. Now Wilhite triggers the 3. That one's no good. Rebound loose. Gracie Butler has it. Now Butler accelerates ahead. Butler weaving through. Now gives off to Maggie. Delenti with it now. 1:20 to go. Over to Gracie. Gracie throws it to Phi. Phi checks back. Dana McWilliams says left. That's where she goes. Back to Phi. 1:08 to go. Phi to Maggie. Back to Phi. Now right side, looking for Delenti, who was open, but Spriggs wisely able to get a hand on it. It'll stay with the Lady Bees as Carson checks in for Abby Stone. Delenti inbounds to Phi. Now Delenti. 57 seconds to go in the first half. Upperman up by 13. In control early on here in an important District 7 3A matchup. Cumberland County trying to turn it into not just a 3-horse race. And Upperman content with this double-digit lead to run this clock down. Radhika Dishman says not so fast. Here comes the trap. Wilhite steps through as Carson is fouled. And this is a big one. It's going to be the 3rd on Maddie Spriggs and 2 free throws for T.T. Carson at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. Spriggs becomes the first Lady Jet with 3. Now each team has 1 with that distinction. Carson becoming the mainstay at the line in this quarter. It's the first. Now 4 for 5. Stone at the table. Looks like she's going to come in for the shooter as Spriggs will check out. Hale back in. Friendly roll for Carson on the second. Upperman now up by 15 with 31 seconds to go. It's their largest lead of the half. Futrell with a trap awaiting. Phi stepping towards her. Got to get it across the line and does. Wilson has it swiped. Bella Phi on the steal, then poked right back. Wilson stole it back. Way to stay with it by Cadence Wilson. 15 seconds to go in the half as Wilhite will slow it down. 12 seconds. Delenti steps to Sydney Wilhite. Here comes the trap again. Wilhite. Stiff screen leveled by Colleen. Now Hale driving through, loses handle, goes to Futrell. 2 seconds. Runner thrown up, misses everything. And that brings us to the end of the first half. After 2, it's Upperman 33, Cumberland County 18. We'll be joined by Bobby McWilliams on the other side. This is high school basketball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team represents a dedicated group of individuals possessing a wealth of expertise in land and farm sales. They possess a range of resources at their disposal, all aimed at showcasing the innate qualities of each property. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show. At the break, Upperman leads Cumberland County 33-18. It's the first half of our doubleheader. In the second half, it's the boys' game between the Bees and the Jets. We're joined by Upperman head coach Bobby McWilliams. Coach, as always, thanks for taking a few minutes here during halftime. Home stretch of the regular season now, 2 weeks to go. You sit all alone in first place, but those Panthers are right there, keeping it interesting. Overall, what's the mindset of this group right now as you know you're hitting the home stretch of the regular season?
Kind of the same thing we've been doing since we started. We're right now we're focusing on Upperman and trying to get better one day at a time. And, that's kind of got to be the most important thing for us right now. It's, Stone's only got one loss, and, that's definitely they're right in the hunt of everything. But like I said, we're just trying to get better and take care of what we can take care of. Our deal is controlling what we can control, and that's all we can do, and that's what we're going to focus on going forward. So hopefully we can keep getting better by the end of the year here in the next couple of weeks and get ourselves ready for the tournament.
Yeah, it's interesting. This Cumberland County team that you've got tonight, they've been known as the run-and-gun team in the district because that's how they have been playing in this 2 years under Coach Goodwin. And then all of a sudden you went to Crossville and they really slowed it down. We've talked about some teams doing that, but it was kind of jarring to see it happen with the Jets. In a rematch, how tough is that knowing that they put that out there, but you've seen them go super fast at other times with that style that they play?
Sure. At this point in juncture of the season, we're going to expect a little bit of everything. We work on different styles, different things daily, stuff we've not even seen much of yet, but we have seen, a little, like I said, a little bit of everything. But we still try to make sure we're ready for whatever's thrown at us. I don't know. I don't know how they'll play again tonight. We're going to do what we do and be solid on both ends, and hopefully that's good enough. I went back and watched the film, obviously multiple times, and they were very patient, did a good job of doing what they were doing. And you got to understand when you're playing in games like that, a 6-8 point lead is like being up 15 in a slow down, methodical game. You just you hope you're good enough to make plays when you need to, and you just got to be solid, not give them any easy things, make them work for what they get, and make them work hard to defend you. And we've been able to do that at this point. So we're going to expect the unexpected every night, and hopefully we're ready. Our kids prepare hard, the coaches work hard, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the Sparta game was in some ways a microcosm of how the past few weeks have gone. At times it was brilliant, and at times it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. What's going to be the key for you guys to have that consistency? Because when it's gone well, it's been incredible, and then there's been kind of these lulls at times in some of these games.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of where we've had so much change and turnover in personnel over the past year. We've got guys that are trying to figure out exactly where they're at with doing what we're doing. We've worked hard at trying to develop a little bit of a bench, and I think we're coming along with that. I think we've got a rotation of about 8 guys right now, 9 sometimes, and we really went 10 deep. But I think everybody's kind of starting to settle in and feel comfortable with what they do and understand what we expect out of them as far as their effort. And as a result, I think we've had segments of games where we have played a lot better. And the one thing we've been pretty consistent with has been defensively throughout pretty much my tenure, I feel like, here. But and we kind of got away from that. I didn't think we were playing as hard once we got back after Florida. I thought we were not giving maximum effort, and it's kind of been a focus in the last week or so to see if we can up our intensity just a little bit, especially on the defensive end, because that's the bread and butter of what we've done, and that's in my opinion is what enables you to win. And so we've kind of focused on that, and we'll see if we can get that going. And hopefully, like I said, we'll start to see things kind of click and maybe put 4 quarters together throughout the rest of the year.
Last one, it's about that time. My inbox is full of flyers, so we know a lot of people watch these broadcasts. You've got the reigning Mr. Basketball, but that doesn't mean anything when it comes to in the future or this season. It's tough to do what he did last year, and Ty Cobb has come back, and by every eye test and metric, he's been even better this year. The impact that number 0 has on this basketball team, this basketball program, as he looks to go back-to-back in that award.
Yeah, obviously we were just, ecstatic he was able to win that last year. And his stats were incredible, and he had just such a magnificent season last year. And, we, like you said, that by every metric that you measure, his production has went up. And, one of the best things about Ty is that he's been able to make everybody on the floor around him better. And that doesn't matter if he's playing at Upperman or playing AAU. The people on the floor that's on this team have seen their game raised to another level. And I think that's one of the biggest compliments as a player that you can possibly have. But it's getting down to that time. Can't tell what's going to happen with that. But as far as Upperman Nation is concerned, we feel certainly like he's put in. He's got the credentials and the numbers to certainly repeat that. But that's neither here nor there as far as what we're trying to get done as a team. And Ty understands that. And if you ask him, that's just really not in the forefront of his thoughts. He's trying to help us win every game. And that's what leaders do, and we're just hoping that going forward that he can maintain doing what he's been doing, and hopefully good things will work out for him.
To that point, I don't think I've ever heard the kids say the words Mr. Basketball in my life. That's kind of our job, though, to talk about it, not job in my position.
That's kind of the fans. That's kind of everybody else, and it's really nice, and he and I never even sat down and talked about it after it was over last year. He was obviously ecstatic that he won, but it is what it is. That comes along with everything else. What he was chasing last year was what we got at the end. And, I think that's every player across the state. In most cases, that's what they're all chasing is trying to win a state championship and trying to do the best they can do, and that's where we want to be. We are focused on getting Upperman to be as good as they can be, and if that's good enough, it is, and if it's not, that's okay. We just want to play our best.
The Bees get the Jets later on tonight. That's Bob McWilliams. Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
The Quality Family, a local company supporting and caring for our local communities. The Quality Family offers services to get you back to the game. From bracing to oxygen and everything in between, we can meet your medical equipment needs with Buckeye Home Medical Equipment. If you have an in-home need for strength and conditioning, for example after a surgery or injury, Quality Home Health is available to provide individualized care while you are on the mend. For those with end-of-life diseases, Quality Hospice is available to provide nurturing care during those difficult times. Choose the Quality Family of Services for care within your community. Visit thequalityfamily.com to navigate all we have to offer you.
Welcome back again. Our thanks to Bobby McWilliams for joining us there during the Happy Hiller halftime show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how that takes today. Girls game.
Lady just found Hale her third. Team first. The showcase last year free throw line, shooting 1, Gracie Butler.
Spins those over the right hand and good.
Apologies for the sound issues. We're here now. Cassie Crouch has a hero. As you knew, Sydney Wilhite was going to get rolling. She has 6 points now. As the three ball's on the way for Crouch. That's no good. Fight for the rebound, and it's grabbed by Olivia Futrell. Cumberland County looking for a run. Still time. They got to have a spark here offensively. And now a foul on the drive attempt. Both Butler twins in there. See who they get on this one. It's going to be on Maggie Butler. That is her first. Inbound right into Spriggs. Don't want to leave her open as it pops out. Rebound down. Maggie Butler has it. Now spins it back. Gracie Butler, and Upperman possesses. Here's Gracie. Crouch now right side to Lenti. Now to Bellafai. Again, no Sadie South tonight, out with an illness. Sadie, if you're watching, feel better soon. As Fi gives to Crouch. Now left side Gracie. Little head fake in the drive. Right hand runner up. And popped out. Maggie fights for the rebound, has it, and now lost it out of bounds. Possession goes back the other way as Futrell was in there battling. And a quick cash pawn, 30-second timeout on the floor by Dana McWilliams. Gives me an opportunity to tell you about our friends at the South Willow Auto Clinic. They're your hometown auto doctors. Maybe your car got frozen and you turned it on and went, oh, that's a new noise. I don't like that. You need to go and let our friends at the South Willow Auto Clinic check you out. I'm going to tell you what you need. Great, honest, local folks. They've been family-owned and operated for over 5 decades, and the South Willow Auto Clinic service all makes and models. Stop in at 640 South Willow Avenue for all your auto repair needs. Middle third quarter in the SK Creation scoreboard, 54-48. Stone Memorial leads White County in a huge one. If White County wins, they become the hands-down favorite to win District 7 3A in the regular season. A Stone Memorial win in next Tuesday's matchup here between Upperman and Stone will be monumental. Now weaving through traffic, Spriggs, and a foul will be called. And this is going to be the fourth on Cassie Crouch. It has been both ways a very quick whistle in this game. And I mentioned fouls are going to be an issue for both teams. Crouch becomes the first with 4. She will not be the last. 33-20. There are a host of players with 3 fouls in this game. As Spriggs gives back. I said it in the first quarter, teams are going to have to adjust. They have somewhat. As Wilhite has it. Now back. Be interested to see if that's how the boys' game is officiated. As the 3 ball's on the way for Spriggs. No. Rebound down. Wilson had pretty good position, but Gracie Butler won it. Now T.T. Carson ahead. Carson had it poked, gets it to Maggie, now Delenti. Tosses it back to Maggie. Maggie on the drive, kicks back to Delenti, now over to Gracie Butler. It's her favorite three-point spot, won't go. Delenti right there, puts out, the putback won't go. Carson has the rebound, the putback for her won't go. And now Wilson, one hand on the hardwood, able to flip it ahead to Wilhite. Nice play by Cadence Wilson. Wilhite off the dribble tray, no. Carson on the rebound. Now here's a junior point guard, T.T. Carson. Carson floats back. Sends it left side, Fi. Fi with a skip past Delenti. Corner 3. Can't hit. Both teams struggling from the field here in the second half. 33-20. Fi trying to catch up on Futrell. Spins away from danger. Olivia Futrell now tosses it for Sydney Wilhite. Wilhite to Futrell. Futrell, Wilhite. Double team now to the 2-3. Now to the baseline, Hale. Tries to fire to Wilson, couldn't get there, but Spriggs is there to clean it up. Spriggs twists through traffic, throws the runner, no. Butler tied up, no good. Big collision and a foul. Who's it on? Carson and Futrell were both there, and it's going to go on Futrell. It'll be Olivia Futrell's second. Team second. As Jeremy Tollison said on Friday, 2 people hit the floor. There's going to be a foul of some sort. And that held true again there. Here comes Carson. Right side Delenti. Now Gracie. Back to Gracie. Now Delenti. Delenti to Gracie. Set play. Puts it up and in. Gracie Butler is having herself a game right now. 13 points for the star senior and a foul. Belafai into the body with two hands. That'll be the third on 5. And with no Sadie South, that guard depth becomes an issue in a hurry for Upperman. If Phi, Crouch, and Carson are all in foul trouble, which they are, and Cassie Crouch with 4 fouls will come back to the table and check in, she's going to have to be very careful. Cumberland County will likely attack. 4:27 to go in the third, 35-20 our score. Wilson to Futrell. Back to Wilson. Futrell turns and drives past Delenti. Bobbles, he goes into the corner, now gathered. And now that'll be a tie-up as Maggie Butler got her hands on it. The arrow belongs to Cumberland County. And a little bit hobbled on her way up. Looks like Welch is okay. Score update on the SK Creation scoreboard from Rocky Top, Tennessee and Ole Miss. 26-25, Vols with the lead. Baseline inbound for Aslan Welch. Into the corner, Futrell. Hit a 3 in the first half along with a host of free throws. Spriggs triggers the tray, won't go. Rebound down Carson. Poked again by Wilson. Second time Cadence Wilson's had active hands. Right over to Will Height. Missed the bunny though. And now a foul, and this is going to be the 5th on Cassie Crouch. No. They didn't call it on Crouch. My apologies. They called it on Maggie Butler. And that's a big call. It's this the 2nd instead of the 5th. Inbound Will Height triggers the 3. Can't hit. Long rebound. Bodies hit the floor everywhere. Welch back out Spriggs. 3 different players tumble to the hardwood looking after that rebound. Now over left side. Will Height bounces Spriggs. Spriggs drives left side, now picks up. Fires a fastball to Welch. Welch with the reversal, Wilson. Wilson drives, bounces over, mid-range jumper up. That's no good. Fight for the rebound, another tie-up as Welch and Gracie Butler are in there. And this time the arrow belongs to the home team. 35-20 with 3:28 to go in the third quarter. 3 games on Friday night. Thursday and Saturday we've got Tennessee Tech action. Going to be a busy one across the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Here's Crouch. Right side Delenti. Now Crouch lines up the 3 and hits. Cassie Crouch pushes Upperman to their largest lead of the game on a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. Crouch reigns it home and now quickly ahead Will Height. Runner up and good. An immediate answer by Sydney Will Height. 8 points tonight now, 4 in the quarter. Under 3 to play in the third, and it's a 16-point lead for Upperman. Belafai back to the table after a breather. Crouch awaits. She hit a couple of threes in the fourth quarter late against Sparta and said, if nothing else, that may be a confidence builder. Well, last time she stepped into a 3 and rained it home. She can add that to her game, be a big weapon for this Upperman team. Butler spins. Eyes up, drives on Will Height. Good defense by Will Height, nothing doing. Welch on the rebound. Now Will Height out and running, trying to spark it. Drives inside, swiped away. Maggie Butler, they had got away with a travel. We play on. Crouch ahead. Crouch, dangerous skip pass. It's knocked by Wilson. She couldn't save it in. Ooh, she went into the bleachers awkwardly. Looks like she's okay. Help back to her feet. Emily Hughes right there. There'll be a sideline inbound coming here for Delenti. Goes into the backcourt for Carson. Happy to be along with you tonight. I'm in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth here high atop the gymnasium as Carson hands off to Gracie Butler, who bobbles and gathers. Now Maggie, right side Phi. Phi to Delenti. Welch right there defensively. They've done a nice job Cumberland County has on these screens off ball. Cadence Wilson trying to go one-on-one all across the floor with Gracie Butler as Phi drives, puts it up, counted in one. Bella Phi on an explosive take. And she's going to the line looking for 3. 4 points tonight for Phi. She can make it 5 at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. As Crouch playing with 4 fouls back in for Gracie Butler, who gets a breather. 1:49 to go in the third. Phi connects on the freebie. Inbound here as Futrell works it over right side. Madison Wagner into for the first time. As now Futrell spinning away from danger gives Will Height. Now Futrell works it over Wagner. A drive for Futrell, spins it back. Will Height lines up the three. Can't hit. Cumberland County take that look every time down the floor. Delente bringing it up as Upperman's ahead by 19 with the basketball. Carson drives and kicks to 5. 5 to Delente, top of the circle. Delente. Wilson trying to get a swipe, now fires in to Butler and a foul. As Wilson got a hold of Maggie Butler. Be the 4th team foul. That is the first on Cadence Wilson. Gracie Butler back, and her and Cassie Crouch continue to alternate. Delente inbounding. Fires for Maggie. Now Carson to Delente. Lines up the three. Commanding Upperman lead. Taylor Delente with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. And the Lady Bees have doubled up the Lady Jets. It's a 22-point game. Running out of time. It's almost 10 seconds as Wilson brings it across the timeline. Wilson sends left side. Futrell. Nothing doing offensively for Cumberland County tonight here on the road. 3 ball on the way. Wagner hits. Madison Wagner off the bench. Rains home a 3. Gives a little bit of life for the Lady Jets. Carson. Now Delente will wait as they'll bleed the clock down. And now a whistle and a foul with 4.4 seconds to go, and it takes a layup off the ball. It's going to be an offensive foul, and it goes on Maggie Butler. It's her 3rd. So an opportunity for Will Height. And they actually called that on Carson, it looks like. My apologies. So Butler stays with 2. TT Carson picks up her 3rd. An opportunity here. Futrell with it. 4 seconds to go. She'll work it over right side. Got to shoot it. Wagner puts it up. It won't go. And that brings us to the end of a strong 3rd quarter for the Upperman Lady Bees. They lead Cumberland County 44-25. Coverage presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Iron Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Iron Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with the UCR team on Tuesday nights at 7, live for the UCR Coaches Show from the rooftop. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future, it's what we do.
Fourth quarter in Baxter. Upperman out in front of Cumberland County by 19, 44-25. I'm Noah McKay, happy to be along with you. Commentary and camera tonight as the 3 ball's on the way. That's no good for the Lady Jets. TT Carson has the rebound come right down to her, and now she'll push it ahead. Carson into the corner. Delente lines up the tray and hits. Taylor Delente raining him home. It's her 4th. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3, and it's the largest lead of the game for Upperman, up front by 22 again. Will Height, right side Wagner. Now she'll bounce it Futrell. Wilson has it. Now Wilson puts it above her head. Fires a pass. That one was tipped by Gracie Butler. Almost went flying into the sound equipment. Score update, Stone Memorial out in front of White County, 67-51. a 16-point lead for the Lady Panthers. And if they win that game, it is back to a 3-horse race. They will be all alone in first place in the district with another matchup here in Baxter next Tuesday to come against these Lady Bees. As Carson drives and kicks to Delenti. Delenti to Butler. Gracie Butler on the drive. Contact, whistle, and a block. 2 free throws upcoming here for Gracie Butler at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. They'll get Wagner for the personal. That's her first. If you haven't already, hit that like button on the stream. Share it. Comment along with us. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. We're about to hit 4,000 subscribers if we didn't already tonight. As Gracie Butler hits the first free throw. 14 for Butler, 14 for Delenti. And on a night where Sadie South was not in uniform, Upperman in control by 23. Here's Wilson. And a timeout being called for by Roddica Dishman. A full timeout on the floor. 6:41 to go in the ball game. Lady Bees out in front by 23. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018.
Tom's Machinery in the Cat Rental Store, your one-stop shop for all your dirt machinery and aerial equipment needs, located at their new facility at 4314 Academy Road in Cookeville. They're a Caterpillar dealer who rent, sell, service, and provide parts. For rental needs, call Lane at 931-267-6380. And to buy, call Lucas at 931-979-5050. Upperman 48, Cumberland County 25 as the Lady Bees look to keep pace with what appears to be the Stone Memorial Lady Panthers going to first place. They've got a double-digit lead over White County in the fourth quarter. They would be all alone with 1 loss. White County and Upperman would each have 2 and split with each other as the 3 balls on the way, no good. Wilhite on the rebound. Wilhite fires a pass high and kept in. Now that pass is knocked by Gracie Butler, ricochets around. Wagner has it. Wagner picks up her dribble back to Wilhite from a mile away. No, rebound loose. Carson has it and wrestles it away in a foul. So it's going to go on the Lady Jets. And get Cadence Wilson on her second. Don't forget, we got a boys game to follow. The Jets are in town, taking on Ty Cobb and the Bees. Here comes T.T. Carson. Sends it ahead, Maggie Butler. Maggie fires it over to Delenti. Back to 5. Now Gracie. Delenti. Wilson try to get a hand on there. We play on. Delenti over to Carson. Carson creates some space. Activates on the drive. Carson, strong take and a finish. T.T. Carson. It's a 25-point Lady Bees lead. Dominance tonight, really, from the opening tip. As that one's over to Wilson. Wilson into the front court, throw it away. Right to Maggie Butler. Here's Gracie. 5.5 to go. Final score, Pickett County with a big second half. They knock off Clay County 47-38 on the SK Creation scoreboard. Delenti reverses Maggie Butler. Open 3, can't hit. Long rebound into the corner. Gracie Butler saved it. I'm not even sure she had to do it like that, but she did. Why not? Little style points. 5, open tray, popped out, no. Delenti offensive rebound, put back in the foul. Taz to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line for 2. Believe. As the first free throw is good. Foul was on Sadie Swafford. And a timeout going to be called on the floor here. 30-second timeout. And we'll see if we can get some finals in other games that are not being broadcasted tonight. We'll wait on that one to update. We'll tell you what it is. 71-55, Stone Memorial, and make it 73-55. So the Lady Panthers are going to go all alone into first place for now. And that will mean still nobody of the top three will have lost at home to any of the other top three. Sparta had a chance to be the first to win on the road tonight. They didn't. Stone will have a chance next week in this gym to do that. If not, we are barreling at full speed towards a three-way tie at the top of the district. Stone will have a chance to likely win it next week here in this gym. Next free throw was no good at the timeout by Taylor Delenti. York knocks off Livingston Academy on the SK Creation scoreboard, 44-34 tonight. Livingston, though, good effort on the road. Sydney Wilhite, long two, up and good. Wilhite into double figures with 10. 5 back to Gracie Butler. 4:40 to go in the ball game. Here's Crouch. Gracie loses it, grabs it, and ran right into her sister, lost it again, and Wilson gets the steal. Here comes Cadence Wilson. Fires a fastball right into the gut of Wilhite. Back to Spriggs. Lines up the tray, missed everything. Rebound out of play, and it'll go to the Lady Bees. And go ahead and tell you now, the Stone Memorial Upperman game will be the high school basketball game of the week next Tuesday. Spoiler alert. You're welcome. I know you had no idea that was going to happen. T.T. Carson bringing it up here 2-on-1 now. Carson going to slow it down. Sends back out to 5. Over to Maggie. Now into Delenti. Delenti brings out to avoid a 3 seconds. Now dumps it over. What a pass to Maggie Butler. No, Delenti follows it up. The putback is good. Taylor Delenti doing all the little things in this basketball game. She's got 6 in the quarter, 17 in the game. Spriggs brings it up. Lady Jets are out of time. Swafford lines up the 3. Can't hit. Rebound Maggie Butler. Upperman out in front by 26 with the ball. And without Sadie South, this is as dominant as you could have ever expected for the Lady Bees as Carson just blows right past the defender but missed the layup. Wilhite on the rebound. And a foul. They'll get Bella Phi as Wilhite went around. It's the first on the Lady Bees. Phi picks up her 4th. Really, nobody's fouled out of the game, which is amazing. Stone will check in. Butler will check in. But it will come after a full quick cash pawn timeout on the floor by Radhika Dishman. We'll step aside one more time in the girls' game. 3:23 to go in the ball game. Upperman cruising to a big win.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They're also proud to sponsor the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Wondered how the Lady Bees would bounce back after a tough matchup in Sparta. Well, they bounced back in a major way. Out in front by 26, 53-27 over the Lady Jets of Cumberland County. Elsewhere, Stone Memorial, speaking of rolling, they are rolling White County tonight in Crossville, 75-55. Baseline inbound here is it comes into Maddie Spriggs with space, lines up the 3, can't hit, rebound loose, grabbed away by Swafford, and T.T. Carson just took it away. Carson punches it forward and a foul. This will be the 4th team foul on the Lady Jets. I think they're going to get Swafford. If it's Spriggs, it's her 5th. It should be Swafford, and it is. Sadie Swafford and Dominica Beal going to get into the game here for the Lady Jets. She works her way back in from that injury I mentioned. Haven't seen her this year much. It's good to see her back out there. Glad she's able to play, flying around on it right now as Carson gives back. Gracie Butler. Gracie sends it right side. Crouch. She'll toss it over to Carson. Under 3 minutes to play. Upperman in front, 53-27. Gracie Butler drives and hops it back to Stone. Stone back to T.T. Carson. Carson clears out. Isolation drive. Missed it inside. Rebound tipped out of play, and it goes to the Lady Jets. And a smile on the face of the head coach. He said, hey, good drive. New stream over on for the boys' game between Pickett County and Clay County as Gracie Butler has the steal, the drive, and the score. Gracie Butler finishes. This is going to be the 14th consecutive win for the Lady Bees over Cumberland County. Lady Jets haven't won against this team since 2013. And as Will Height drives in on Butler, she's going to pick up the personal on the floor. And they actually call that on Taylor Delenti. Her third, team second. 2:18 to go in regulation. Inbound bounced in, Futrell. Now bounces out to Beal. Beal tosses it over looking for Will Height. She grabs and sends it back over. Futrell. Now Colleen to Hale. Hale swiped away by Crouch. Now diving on the floor for it. It ends up in the waiting arms of Gracie Butler. Butler started to drive and now will slow down. Under 2 minutes to play. And the bench is going to empty for Dana McWilliams. We'll see if Veronica Dishman does the same. Gracie Butler says, I want two more. She drives in and finishes. Gracie Butler with the exclamation point tonight. She has 18. Now goes 1 point ahead of Delenti for the team lead. Both of them were great this evening as Will Height drives, throws it up, gets it to go, counted in one. That's Crouch's fifth foul. She's about to come out anyway. Sydney Will Height will go to the line looking to try to complete a three-point play. As the bench is clear for the Lady Bees. Bella Butler, Aspen Hayes, Amelia Carr, and Liliana Wilson into the game, joining Abby Stone. 1:35 to go. It's 57-29. Free throw is good for Will Height. Hayes brings it up. 90 seconds to go. Still most of the starters, or a few of the starters out there for Veronica Dishman. Three of them as Carr now grabs. Beal right there defensively in her pocket. And a foul will be called on Dominica Beal. This is the fifth, so two free throws upcoming for Amelia Carr. At the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. First one, good. And I messed up the score. I told you I was going to mess up a few things tonight. There's a lot of bells and whistles. This Carr on the board for the first time. And she goes 2 for 2 at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. Lady Bees in front by 29. Here's Sydney Will Height ahead. Will Height just barrels inside, swiped, and a foul. They'll call Bella Butler for the personal. And Coach Dishman not going to her reserves with 1:09 to go. Beal to inbound from the baseline. Sends it to Will Height. She lines up the three and rattles it home. Sydney Will Height splashes home the triple. 8 in the quarter for Will Height, 16 in the game, but really Upperman did a job tonight against the superstar as Wilson goes back to Carr. Carr drives, Will Height in front. Now handoff Hayes. 48 seconds to go. Hayes brings it back out. Futrell there defensively as Hayes gives to Carr. Carr tried to give it to Butler, but it's stolen away. Spriggs picked it off, now gives back to Will Height, lines up another three. That one missed everything, short, rebound down. Stone wrestling it away and has it. Stone, couple of dribbles, gives back to Hayes. 23 seconds to go. Hayes sends over to Carr. Now back to Butler. She'll put it on her right hip and bleed the clock down here. A dominant bounce-back victory for the Upperman Lady Bees as they return home to the Hive and get it done over Cumberland County. Final score tonight from Baxter, Upperman 59, Cumberland County 33. We welcome you into the Thompson Machinery and Cat Rental Store post-game show. As I tally up the scoring, we'll bring it to you and have the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game. Scoring first for Cumberland County, who falls to 14-11 on the season. They are 1-4 in District 7 AAA. Next up for them is Friday at home against the White County Warriorettes. 16 points for Sydney Wilhite, 9 for Olivia Futrell, 3 for Madison Wagoner, 2 for Kaylin Hale, 2 for Carly Colleen, and 1 for Cadence Wilson for a team total of 33. For the Upperman Lady Bees this evening, 18 points for Gracie Butler leads the way, 17 for Taylor Delenti, 9 for T.T. Carson, 5 for Cassie Crouch, 5 for Bella Pye, and 3 for Maggie Butler for a team total of 59. Tonight's Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game, Taylor Delenti. The senior steadying force did it again. 17 points, 4 triples for the Lady Bees, and she is the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game. Upperman improves to 19-5 on the season. They are 4-2 in District 7 3A, and they are now 1 game back of the Stowe Memorial Lady Panthers with a matchup to go against them next Tuesday night here in the high school basketball game of the week next week. But first, they'll face off against their bitter rival Livingston Academy on Friday night here in Baxter. Well, we'll step aside for a brief intermission and come back in about 13 minutes with another pregame show. This will be the boys' game between the Bees and the Jets of Cumberland County. Final score in our girls' game, Upperman 59, Cumberland County 33. Much more to come from Baxter. Don't go anywhere. Time for another Crouch Team with Highlands Elite Real Estate pregame show. Moments away from tip-off in our boys contest between the visiting Cumberland County Jets and the hosting Upperman Bees. I'm Noah McKay back here on the call. Thrilled to be along with each and every one of you tonight in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. Tonight's broadcast is presented by our friends at Gentry's Power Equipment. As we are moments away from the starting lineups presented by the South Willow Auto Clinic. We'll remind you that the South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors. This is a rematch tonight as Cumberland County fell to Upperman back on January 13th by 12, 48-36. Very uncharacteristically, a very patient Cumberland County attack in that game as they shortened the ball game, but ultimately Upperman was in control throughout. Let's get to the South Willow Auto Clinic starting lineups for the Cumberland County Jets under second-year head coach Christian Goodwin. Starting tonight for the Jets, who are 16-6 and 2-2 in District 7 AAA. Number 5, Jake Christopher. Number 11, Andrew Dennis. Number 22, Reese Davenport. Number 23, Saul Sitton. And number 25, Tristan Futrell. Their opponents tonight, the Upperman Bees, and our head coach Bobby McWilliams. Number 0, Ty Cobb. Number 1, Joseph Maynard. Number 2, Jack Torrance. Number 22, Collier Bush. And number 24, Colton Johnson. The Bees and our head coach Bobby McWilliams are 19-5 on the season. They are 5-0 and all alone in first place in District 7 AAA. $64-49 is our score. 64-49 was the score as Upperman knocked off White County their last time out. For Cumberland County, it has been a long time away from the floor. Their last time out was a loss at crosstown rival Stone Memorial, 49-59 on January 23rd. So we'll see, as we saw a little bit of a slow start for the Jet girls. We'll see if the Jet boys can have a quicker start here tonight. Let us know in the comment section who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for in this one. It is pink out night, so the Bees will be in their new home white uniforms with pink numbers and letters outlined in black trim. Cumberland County in their powder blue uniforms, shorts, navy blue numbers, and the gold letters across the chest. Live on the main UCR Facebook page, YouTube channel, and NFHS network. We're happy to be along with you this evening. We'll take a 30-second break to hear from our presenting sponsor. Back on the other side with all the action.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Football on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Starting lineups have been introduced, and it's time for basketball in Baxter. As the lead official throws it up, let's get it on as Cobb possesses, and we'll go to work as we are underway. They'll hand off to Jack Torrance, Upperman's first possession. Torrance works it over right side to Cobb. Cobb activates down the baseline, drives in, puts it up and in. Ty Cobb with a strong take, and Upperman starts out in front 2-0. Cobb has had a lot of success against Cumberland County in his high school career. Upperman has won 8 consecutive games against this team. The Jets trying to change that tonight. And in their undefeated run through district play so far, Sitton kicks back to Schaefer Sitton. Schaefer Sitton lines up the 3 and reigns it home. He had a great game in the first matchup. Schaefer Sitton reigns it home, and it's 3-2 for the Jets. Here's Cobb. Picks up his dribble, reverses left side, Bush, now Maynard. Maynard eyes up, now fires into Colton Johnson. Johnson shoulders a couple of times, puts it up with the right hand, no rebound, knocked out of play. And it'll stay on this end with the Bees. Jack Torrance slices through the lane. He can't finish. Cobb right there, though, and takes out the trash. And Ty Cobb has 4 early ones here for the Bees. If I go silent for just a minute, it's because I'm working on all these other broadcasts which are live. And I'll do my best to pan the camera. Tristan Futrell lines up the three. It won't hit. Cobb on the rebound. On a turnover, here's Cumberland County. That one's knocked out. No Bush able to save it in. It'll stay with the Jets. Kick out Sitton now. Over to Dennis. Here's a drive. That one poked free, and Colton Johnson comes away with it. Now fires it ahead to Cobb. Cobb with a head of steam. Drives in, puts it up, counted and one. Ty Cobb with 6 early ones, and he can make it 7 as he'll go to the line looking for 3. We're not even 2 minutes into the contest. The foul goes on Andrew Dennis, the first of the game. Free throw is good for Cobb. He's averaging just a hair by 0.4 away from 30 a night. Saul Sitton brings it up. Torrance bodying him up the whole way. Pass fired over right side. Little jab step. Activate. And now surveying the floor. A little toss back to Dennis. Dennis goes to work. Drives, spins a couple of times, and now floats it back to Tristan Futrell. Futrell on the drive, loses handle. Can he save it in? He can. And now he'll send it back. Upperman felt like it may have been a travel. The official says it was not. Schaefer Sitton gives over to Futrell. Futrell on the drive, now fires it baseline. That one nearly blocked. Maynard got a piece of it on the way up for Christopher, and possession goes back the other way. Now here's Cobb. Cobb activating on the drive and kick Maynard. Now Bush. Bush to Maynard. Now back to Cobb. Cobb activates on the drive again. Power steps. That one swiped away. He got it back. Cobb tries to muscle, and he does. Ty Cobb with 9 already, and now the quick run out leads to an open 3. Can't hit. Rebound down to Maynard, and Cobb has it again. What a start for the reigning Mr. Basketball in Class 3A. Cobb has all 9 points for the Bees. 4:47 to go in the frame. Bounces it over to Johnson. Now Maynard. Cobb flares off a screen. Gonna line up the 3. That one's no good. Rebound down. Physical battle between Christopher and Johnson goes the way of Christopher that time. Now, here's Schaefer Sitton. Little handoff. Dennis lines up the 3 and hits. Andrew Dennis with a second 3 for Cumberland County. And Christian Goodwin wants 30 seconds and a quick cash pawn timeout. Need some quick cash. Go visit our friends at Quick Cash Pawn in Cookeville. And he goes right out to the official to have a word with something that he's seen, the head man for the Jets in his second season. 30-second timeout on the floor. 4 games live across the network over on UCR2. It is Pickett County hosting Clay County on UCR3 tonight. It is York and Livingston, and on UCR4. Big boys game in that 4A district between Cookeville and Warren County. 4:22 to go in the first quarter, 9-6. All 9 points for Ty Cobb. A couple of threes, one for Andrew Dennis and one for Schaefer Sitton for Cumberland County. And we have a 3-point affair here very early on. Cobb going to bring it up. 4:20 to go in the first quarter. It's 9-6. Cobb brings it to the right wing. Now fires into Johnson, who got free inside, and Colton Johnson lays it in. Continuing to stack up the offers, Bill Belichick in North Carolina with the offer to Colton Johnson, as Jack Torrance going to pick up the personal, and I wonder if that's what Christian Goodwin was working the official about. If it was, it worked to perfection. He got the call on next possession. Sometimes you see something the official don't, and you can just say, hey, watch for this. Put that worm in the official's head, and it'll work. Futrell able to contort it over for Sitton. Awkward looking play, but it finds the end result. Carmine Phillips to the table for Upperman. At the next whistle, he'll check in. Futrell sends over to Dennis. Upperman into their 2-3. Dennis going to drive inside. Contorts, tough take. Andrew Dennis gets it to go. 5 in the quarter for him. He was just working his way back in in the first meeting. Here's Collier Bush off the wing. He'll drive to the free throw line. Now back out Maynard. Joseph Maynard picks up. Now right side Bush going to line up the three and hits. CB with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate three. Had a good performance against White County, and Bush picks up right where he left off. 14-8 the score now. Finn Sissom also was at the table for Upperman on the next whistle. Schaefer sitting, quick trigger, good. Both teams raining him home from long range. Schaefer sitting has his second of the quarter, third in total for the Jets, 14-11. Maynard gives to Cobb. Now left side Torrance. He'll activate down the baseline. Jack Torrance lays it in. Both teams rolling offensively. 16-11, just under 3 to go in the frame. Futrell back to Saul Sitton. Sitton dumps it to Christopher. Christopher reverses. Sitton lines up the three. Can't hit, long rebound. This time Bush grabs. Now he fires it ahead to Cobb in the front court. Cobb collects on the wing. Activates down the baseline. Drives and leaps up. No, the putback is good. 11 already for Ty Cobb. 2:25 to go in the first. It's 18-11. Sitton sends it to Christopher. From the elbow extended, reverses over. Schaefer Sitton touches in the corner. Futrell lines up the tray, can't hit. Cobb on the rebound. Here they come. Cobb. Fastball ahead, Bush. Bush fires that one. Not even sure what happened. Ricocheted off the backboard. Had a play. A chance for the Jets. Down by 7, 2 minutes to go in the first. Dennis tosses over Sitton. Sitton calls for help. Now Dennis has it. Christopher back to Dennis. Little head fake. Sitton, pass fake. Starts to drive. Cobb flies back. We play on. Christopher clears out with a strong move. Puts it up and in. Jake Christopher, little grown man basketball there. 18-13, 90 seconds to go in the first as Cobb will walk it up. Couple of subs to the table as well for the Jets. Reese Davenport among them. Bounce it over Johnson, now right side Maynard. Maynard drives into the mid-range, kicks back Cobb. Head fake for Cobb, now he spins. Steps and jumps it back for Bush. Over to Cobb. Cobb to Johnson. 1:08 to go in the first. Torrance. Jab steps, drives, throws it up with the right hand and good. Jack Torrance has 4 in the quarter. And Upperman has a 20 spot in the frame with still a minute to go. Here's Schaefer Sitton. Has a couple of threes in the frame. Back towards the top of the key, now left side Dennis. Dennis on the drive on the baseline against Maynard, puts it up and in. Andrew Dennis, 7 in the quarter. That leads the way for the Jets. 38 seconds to go. Collier Bush tied his shoes in about 2 seconds. That was impressive. Cobb walking it up into the front court. And he will wait for one final look. We'll see if the Jets bring any pressure. 20-15 our score as Cobb watches it tick down. Now it's 17. Cobb sends it right side to Bush. Back to Cobb. Jab step and a drive. Cobb in the mid-range. Skies up, can't hit. Rebound tipped and a foul. Maynard on the putback attempt. They'll say got him on the arm, and Joseph Maynard with 1.4 seconds to go is going to go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line for 2. Saul Sitton picks up his first, team second. Just 3 total fouls called in this first quarter. Maynard at the stripe. Sets, flies, and hits. Finn Sissom, Kingston Mills, Lofton Crouch, Carmine Phillips all in for the Bees here with 1.4 to go. We'll see if the Jets can get a heave. Maynard connects. 2 for 2 for the sophomore. Now Sitton. This would count if it goes, but it goes wide right and brings us to the end of the first quarter. After one, it's Upperman 22, Cumberland County 15. This is high school basketball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They're also proud to sponsor the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
'T-Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at tupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. T-Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
(22-15) our score. Upperman with the lead on the back of 11 by Ty Cobb, but Cumberland County's offense been doing good work as well. As Jake Christopher will be grabbed, I believe this will go aloft and crouch as we're back to action. And it does. Team's first. Baseline inbound coming for Saul Sitton. Spinning through, Saul Sitton puts it over the right hand, can't finish. Johnson has the rebound tipped, it's loose. Cobb comes out on the run out. Here comes Ty Cobb. In transition, left hand lay, 2 more. Agent Zero is in his bag so far in this one. Cumberland County is going to need their offense to continue to roll if that continues. And now we have a whistle and a block calling on the Bees. First one on Ty Cobb, team second. Joseph Maynard checks in for Ty Cobb. Back out, here's Saul Sitton. Sitton sends it back out. Now Christopher, underhand flips Dennis. Dennis sends it over to Futrell. Now Sitton, one dribble, steps through, back out. Schaefer Sitton looking for another. Can't get it to go, but a foul as there was a tie-up between Sism underneath and Christopher, and Finn Sism picks up the 3rd foul on Upperman in the last minute and 8 seconds. That's his first, team's 3rd. Collier Bush back into the game. Boston Crouch checks out. Crossover, here's Schaefer Sitton on the drive. Sitton. Spins a couple of times, now throws it Christopher. One-arm catch to keep it in the front court, athletic play. Here's Futrell on the drive. Futrell skips it to Dennis, lines up the 3, can't hit. Sism on the rebound. And here comes Upperman's offense. Collier Bush has it. Bush kicks over to Maynard. Maynard on the drive, now skips it to Phillips. Now stolen away. Here's Saul Sitton. Euro step. Nice move, and Sitton lays it in. Back to a 7-point game on Saul Sitton's transition lay, his first points of the ball game. Sism dumps it into Johnson. Johnson, and a foul will be called on the floor on Jake Christopher. That's the first on Christopher. First team foul on the Jets. 6:02 to go in the second. 24-17 the score. Cobb inbounds to Johnson. Johnson, handoff Cobb. Jabs. Now dumps it over, looking for Maynard, able to get the contested grab. Back out Torrance. Here's Cobb on the drive. Cobb skies through and missed the lay. Off the back of the cylinder. 5:45 to go in the second, 24-17. Jets trying to crawl back into it. Sitton lines up the 3, can't hit. Johnson on the rebound, ahead to Cobb. Cobb into the front court offensively for the Bees. Torrance picks up his dribble, gives back to Bush. Bush Lines up the three and hits. CB with another Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate three. On the other end, three ball quickly up. That's no good. Johnson on the rebound. So we've seen Cumberland County is not going slow the way they did in the first meeting. Wondered if they would change it up. They did. Right now find themselves down 10. Here's Cobb. Cobb drives and kicks to Maynard. Maynard activates. Goes up high. Right-hand shot. Can't hit. Rebound down. They're going to get Colton Johnson on the foul. This will be the first on him. Fourth team foul already on the Bees, and the opportunity for a lot of free throws for the Jets is on the board with still 4:57 to go in the half. And now a travel. Dennis moved the feet before the ball went down. Possession back to Upperman. 4:52 to go in the half. Stick around during the Happy Hiller halftime show. We'll be joined by Dana McWilliams. Lady Bees rolled earlier on. Cobb with it here. Sends to Colton Johnson. Johnson back to Bush. Bush on the drive. He'll hand off Maynard. Maynard to Cobb. Little head fake. Cobb skips it left side. Bush. Bush drives to Maynard. He'll line up the three and hits. Joseph Maynard with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate three. Upperman's lead is 13, their largest of the half so far. Davenport gives over. Now Dennis has it. Dennis on the drive into Maynard, and a charge is the call. Dennis, a little shoulder contact. Possession back the other way. That is his second, team second. And he will check out for Jake Christopher. Carmine Phillips into the game for Collier Bush. The Bees currently sit one game ahead of Stone Memorial. Stone and White County in action right now in Crossville. Cobb sends over right side to Torrance. Now back, Maynard. Now into the low block, Johnson. Johnson goes up strong, can't hit. Rebound down, Christopher has it. Ahead, here they come. And Christopher traveled. Went for the pass fake, and the foot slid. And right now the mistakes mounting for Cumberland County. And as such, Christian Goodwin's going to take his second quick cash pawn timeout on the floor. They'll stretch it to a full, so we'll take it with them and hear from a word from our friends at Tee Up in Baxter.
Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team represents a dedicated group of individuals possessing a wealth of expertise in land and farm sales. They possess a range of resources at their disposal, all aimed at showcasing the innate qualities of each property. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team is proud to support student athletes.
Out of the timeout, Upperman basketball. Ty Cobb in rhythm. Trey, he hits the first. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3 for Ty Cobb. He's got 16 in the first half, and that pace has actually cooled off. As that will be a foul called. Goes on the Bees and see who they get. It's going to go on Carmine Phillips, his first, and this puts Cumberland County into the bonus. So 2 free throws upcoming for Saul Sitton with 3:27 to go in the half. First one for Sitton connects.
Returning for the Bees, Colton Johnson.
Next one. Good. 2 for 2 for Saul Sitton. Back to a 15-point game. Still a lot of time to go, make it a 14-point game. Long time to go, but they know going to have to be on their P's and Q's to have a chance here on the road to the Jets. Baseline feed goes to Cobb. Cobb turns inside on Dennis, puts the shot up and finishes. Ty Cobb has been really, really good in this first half. Quickly ahead, a turnover nearly, but Cobb's foot was on the line, so it'll stay with the Jets. Bees were looking to get out and run. Out of bounds it went. Side inbound coming here. Sitton has it on the wing. Sitton works it over right side. Now back top of the circle, drives the lane, shoulders into Torrance, puts the shot up, no. Sisson with a big rebound, and here comes Upperman again. Johnson touches it back to Torrance, who brings it in the front court. Torrance fires it right side to Cobb. Cobb weaving into the mid-range. Forced to stop, spins a couple of times, fires back to Torrance. Torrance drives down the baseline, underhand flips into no man's land, a turnover as Saul Sitton comes away for the Jets. 16-point game, Cumberland County basketball trailing on the road. Here's Christopher. Christopher finds Dennis on the cut baseline, blocked from behind, got it back and puts it in. Andrew Dennis does a nice job to stay with that one. He's got 9 points in the first half. Upperman basketball ahead by 14 as Cobb calmly walks it ahead. Cobb, left with space, just triggers the three, doesn't hit, rebound down to Christopher. Under 2 minutes to go, an opportunity for a little run perhaps for the Jets to get some momentum into the locker room. Dennis gives back to Futrell. Futrell works it over right side. Schaefer sitting, jabs a couple of ways, and now fake handoff from Christopher. He'll give to Saul. Saul sitting now. Activates with the left hand into crouch. Foul is called. Saul sitting back to the line for two. As Sitton picks up, or pardon me, as Phillips picks up his second. Make it crouch. First free throw is no good for Sitton. Next one, 0 for 2, rebound tipped down. Cobb comes away. 18 for Ty Cobb with 90 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Joseph Maynard. Maynard dumps it back to Cobb from the wing. Dennis in front. Cobb works around. Now Christopher defensively. Cobb goes with the left hand, dumps off to Johnson, and a foul. Be the third team foul called on the floor. Jake Christopher picks up his second. Huge crowd on YouTube right now. We welcome you in. Those of you on Facebook as well. Maynard. There's a bump and a travel. Possession back the other way. 35-21, the score. Ahead into the front court. Christopher. They're working around left side. Saul Sitton. Baseline drive. Spins. Now fires back. Sitton lines up the three. Can't hit. Long rebound down. Bush comes away. Here comes Collier Bush. Bush fires it over to Cobb. Cobb on the drive. Explosive take. Can't get it to go, but a foul. And they're going to get Jake Christopher for his third, and Ty Cobb will go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line for two. 52.3 seconds to go in the first half. First one is good for Cobb. And now he's got 20 in the first half. And we'll get a breather as Rylan Case checks in for. Futrell gives to Christopher. Now a toss it right side. Sitton. Sitton dumps it ahead. Christopher. Pardon me, Dennis. Dennis from the baseline floating back. Now he'll send it over to Christopher. Christopher with a fastball to Futrell. Futrell Drives and kicks Dennis. Dennis into the low block. Pivots, fires over to Saul Sitton. Sitton looking back door, out of bounds. Possession back to Upperman with 28 seconds to go in the half. Cobb to the table for the offensive possession. On the other side, Reese Davenport. Little foul defense for Christopher, who has 3. Bees lead by 16, looking to get to 6-0 in District 7 3A play. Cobb will wait. Jets sideline clap with their hands together, trying to spurn a stop. With 8 seconds, there he goes. Cobb walks up towards Saul Sitton. 5 seconds. Now floats back. 4 seconds. Cobb drives all the way inside, puts it up, can't finish. And that will bring us to the end of 2 quarters of play. As we head into the halftime locker room, it's Upperman 37, Cumberland County 21. We'll be joined by Dana McWilliams on the other side. Coverage presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this home with a great location just off Highway 111 on the south side of Cookeville. This home has just over 2,000 square feet, a 2-car garage, and beautiful hardwood flooring throughout. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The Quality Family, a local company supporting and caring for our local communities. The Quality Family offers services to get you back to the game. From bracing to oxygen and everything in between, we can meet your medical equipment needs with Buckeye Home Medical Equipment. If you have an in-home need for strength and conditioning, for example after a surgery or injury, Quality Home Health is available to provide individualized care while you are on the mend. For those with end-of-life diseases, Quality Hospice is available to provide nurturing care during those difficult times. Choose the Quality Family of Services for care within your community. Visit thequalityfamily.com to navigate all we have to offer you.
Welcome into the Happy Hiller halftime show. At the break, Upperman leads Cumberland County 37-21, trying to sweep the doubleheader because the Lady Bees were victorious over the Lady Jets 59-33 earlier on tonight. Joined now by Upperman Lady Bee head coach Dana McWilliams. Coach, thanks as always for taking some time here. Coming back, looking for a bounce-back performance. You're down a starter, no Sadie South today. She's a little bit under the weather. You find a way to get a 26-point victory over a good basketball team. I have to imagine you're pretty pleased.
Yeah, I am. I think we were all disappointed in the way we played at White County and not taking away anything from them. We saw a lot of things that we did poorly and we weren't happy about as a team as a whole, and so we tried. We didn't have a lot of days to try to fix that, but we just try to fix some things. So I was really proud of their effort. I thought our effort on both ends was really, really good tonight.
You talk about the effort on both ends. Really, Taylor Delente and Gracie Butler both 18, 17 respectively. Gracie with 18, Taylor with 17. On a day where you're down somebody who can give you points, especially shooting the basketball, how critical was it for them to score the way that they did tonight?
Well, that's what Gracie and Taylor have done their whole career. When big moments and things are needed, that's what those two do. They step up and they make plays. And, and I think a lot of that, too, though, goes with the other kids around. I thought everybody who came in contributed nicely, and I think they didn't feel pressure to have to score. They didn't feel that pressure. We had other good scorers on the floor, and we got scoring from a lot of places tonight. And we really just wanted to focus, make sure we were better for sure defensively and taking care of the basketball. And so I'm just really proud of them. And I don't know if Sadie's she's probably too sick to be listening, but hoping she's getting better. Shout out to her. And we're hoping that hopefully by Friday, we'll have her back.
The defense was certainly stifling. It was at 22 points. I think it was 25 at the end of the third quarter. Late in the third, it was at 22 points. Talked about the need to get back to that style of defense. How critical was that tonight, especially against a team with Sydney Wilhite, who was scoring nearly 30 a night?
Yeah, well, we just felt like we weren't playing with the intensity that we play here at Upperman. And, on both ends, honestly, we just weren't. And, you can make excuses or whatever. There's reasons maybe that was happening, but we don't want to make excuses. We want to just try to fix it and get it done. And we were better tonight, and so hopefully we can carry that on. One game doesn't fix it. You got to continue that over and over and over. But I was really proud of them. You can go one or two ways when you lose a game like you did and you didn't play well and you're not happy with your performance, and really proud of what they did.
You protect your barn tonight, and in this, what has become this top three with Stone winning tonight over White County, and you, that has been the one consistent. Everybody has won their games at home. Why is that so critical outside of the obvious of the standings, that protecting your barn seems to be kind of the theme right now going across this district?
Well, I think it's been almost a month since we've had a home game.
It's crazy.
It's been really weird. We've been on the road a lot. I think, it's just important. There's just really good teams and really good coaches in this district. So, a win is hard anywhere. So you definitely don't want to try to give one up at your place. You want to try to do the best you can to win that home game. And I think that's what's going to make the tournament so interesting, because it's going to be on a neutral site, so it's going to be different for everybody.
And with that being said, it sounds ridiculous, and I know it is within the program, but you have this top three everyone's talking about. You get Livingston Academy in this barn on Friday night. Your maybe most bitter rival historically, with them coming here. What's the focus level have to be, knowing, forget records, forget anything else, Livingston's coming to town, you're going to be in for a fight?
Oh yeah, I don't think we ever doubt that. So I don't think we're ever going to overlook Livingston Academy. Especially with Leslie Riddle there, she does a great job, and they're going to get up for our game. We're going to get up for their, but that's really everybody in our district. You can't overlook anybody. So, hopefully we'll play well, but it won't be because we've overlooked them if we don't, because that definitely have a ton of respect for them and their program.
Lady Bees get back in the win column tonight with a victory over Cumberland County, 59-33. Dana McWilliams, thank you very much for joining us.
Fire & Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Fire & Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with the UCR team on Tuesday nights at 7, live for the UCR Coaches Show from the rooftop. Fire & Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
SwallowsInsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do. Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings onto you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018. Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Football on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They're also proud to sponsor the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Again, our thanks to Dan McWilliams for joining us there during the Happy Hiller halftime show. Upperman basketball as we're back underway in the second half. Colton Johnson has it. Bees leading by 16. He drives, shot blocked from behind by Jake Christopher, and Cumberland County gets it back. Christopher bringing it ahead. Into the low block, little head fake. He'll give off, and the dunk is through by Jake Christopher. Block on one end, right hand dunk on the other. Christopher has 4, and here's Cobb slicing, contorting, can't finish. Christopher on another rebound. Jets with a little bit of energy here, as you would expect out of the locker room. Step back 3. Schaefer sitting, popped out. Long rebound down. Cobb comes and brings it up. Cobb drives in, puts it up, good, and 1. Ty Cobb counted through the contact. He'll go to the line to try to complete a 3-point play. Saul Sitton picks up the personal. And Cobb, now at 22 points, goes to the line. Free throw is good. It's 40-23. Sitton brings it up. Now Christopher. Christopher works it back over Sitton. Now a little tic-tac-toe. That one ricochets out of play. And they'll say his last touch by Cumberland County. So the Bees get it back. Cobb going to bring it up. Sends it over right side. Maynard. Now to Cobb. Cobb activates into the low block. Skies up in the mid-range and hits. Cobb has been in attack mode since the opening tip. And he continues to roll. Had 11 points in the opening 6 minutes. Now he's up to 25. Pass over into the corner. Dennis lines up the 3. Can't hit. Rebound down Bush. Upperman starting to pull away. Cobb brings it across the timeline. Cross a Johnson screen. Now he'll drive again. Cobb dumps off to Johnson, and he's fouled. Sitton into the back. Colton Johnson will go to the line for 2. It's the 3rd on Saul Sitton. Johnson to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. Johnson looking to get it rolling at the stripe. Mentioned he keeps tallying up the offers on the gridiron as his first free throw is no good. He's having a good year on the hardwood as well. Kentucky was in to visit him here recently. Mentioned he added North Carolina today as he splits the free throws, and it's a 20-point game. Christopher fires a pass. That one's intercepted by Bush. And now he'll get back to Cobb. Cobb fires a fastball over to Maynard. Right-hand runner up and good. Defense into offense for the Bees, and now ahead by 22. Here's Asher Mifflin. Mifflin bobbles, gathers. It was tipped, so we play on. Sitton sends it over left side. Schaefer Sitton out of Saul. Saul will bounce it, twisting inside, stepping through. Left-hand leg good for Asher Mifflin. And the third timeout going to be earned by Christian Goodwin. As Mifflin has his first two, it's a quick cash pawn timeout on the floor. And it'll be a 30-second timeout. The Southwell Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors, family owned and operated for over 5 decades. The Southwell Auto Clinic service all makes and models. Stop in at 640 Southwell Avenue for your auto repair needs. Thompson Machinery and the Cat Rental Store, your one-stop shop for all your dirt machinery and aerial equipment needs. Located at their new facility at 4314 Academy Road in Cookeville. They're a Caterpillar dealer who rent, sell, service, and provide parts. For rental needs, call Lane at 931-267-6380. And to buy, call Lucas at 931-979-5050. Cobb going to bring it up. 5:35 to go in the third quarter. Now right side Torrance. Torrance dumps it into Johnson. Now back Torrance. Torrance. Corner three. Good. JT with a Sonia Brown with American Wave Real Estate 3. And Upperman has broken the game open. Ahead by 23. Here's Sitton. Double team trying to get it away and does calmly over to Andrew Dennis. Dennis jumps it back. Now they'll swing it over to Futrell. Futrell back to Saul Sitton. Schaefer Sitton. Schaefer pointing to Saul. Now he'll feed it to him. That one poked, and they'll call a foul. They say Bush hit him on the hand. It's the first team foul on the Bees. And first personal on Collier Bush. Carmine Phillips into the game for Bush. Asher Mifflin checking back in here for Cumberland County. Schaefer Sitton has it here. Under 5 to play in the third. He'll work it over to Saul Sitton. Saul back to Schaefer. Schaefer fires it in Mifflin. Mifflin will bounce it. That one nearly tipped. Maynard got a hand on it. It's gathered back. Here's Mifflin. One dribble into the mid-range. Johnson bodies him up. Kicks back. Schaefer Sitton. Deep three. Can't hit. Rebound down. Johnson has it. Ahead Maynard. Maynard gives to Cobb. Now Johnson. Fired over to Maynard. Now Phillips, left side Torrance. Torrance into the low block, Johnson. Johnson clears, puts up the shot, can't hit, rebound loose. Maynard has it. Maynard able to jump it back to Cobb. Cobb, now Johnson. Phillips. Over to Maynard. 3-ball, can't hit, rebound Johnson. Back again Phillips. Phillips back to Johnson. Johnson to Cobb. On the drive, Cobb steps through, contorts, good, count it. Ty Cobb with the finish. And he'll go to the line looking for a three-point play. He's up to 27 points, can make it 28. And that is the fourth on Jake Christopher. Reese Davenport checking in as well. Cobb at just under 30 points a night. He's rapidly approaching that number here as he hits the free throw. Upperman has doubled up the Jets. Cobb has 28. Sitton starts to drive. Torrance there defensively. A little no-look feet. Put a little sauce on it. Here's Schaefer. Now Mifflin works it over to Dennis. Dennis, top of the circle. Dump it over Mifflin. Baseline cut. Nice little play. Good and one. Reese Davenport with the finish. Really nice passing for the Jets, and he'll go to the line as Colton Johnson picks up his second. It's the second team foul on the Bees as well. Bush and Sism checking in for Maynard and Torrance. Reese Davenport after the nice lay. Can't hit the free throw. Long rebound. Dennis has it. Second chance for the Jets. Turn this into a 4 or 5 point possession. Saul Sitton has it now from the top of the key. Sitton against Cobb, works off a screen. Now swiped away by Cobb. It's a foot race. Cobb dumps it off to Carmine Phillips, who's all alone and puts it in. Carmine Phillips with his first basket of the night. As the Jets back down 26. A drive, little dump for Sitton. He'll reverse back out. Mifflin, he'll underhand flip. Now give back. Little head fake. The free throw line, driving inside and losing handle, but a foul on the way up, says the official. So 2 free throws upcoming for Saul Sitton with 2:53 to go in the third. Colton Johnson just picked up his third. Second one is good for Saul Sitton, as the students were chirping him, saying one more time, and he said, no, I'm making this one. 25-point game, 2:45 to go in the third. Kyle brings it up. Dumps it over for Phillips. Phillips fires in Johnson. Johnson turns, puts it high off the glass and throw. Colton Johnson, 5 points, several rebounds as well. Now a handoff. Here's Dennis on the drive. Dennis retreats, sends it back. Handoff. Dennis steps back, thought about the long ball. Now needs an outlet. 2:12 to go. 5-second clock ticking. He finds Schaefer Sitton, but his foot was on the line. So possession back to the Bees. Jake Christopher with 4 fouls, but down 27. Might as well go after it now. He'll check back in for Davenport. Cobb calmly walks it ahead. 2:03 to go in the third. Upperman closing in on their 20th win of the season. Here's Bush. Now Johnson spins in a low block, puts it up, and a foul. And it's an offensive foul. I don't know what the point was. That's why I paused. The official was pointing towards the sideline, but it'll be a charge on Johnson. That is the 4th on Colton Johnson. Joseph Maynard back in. Johnson will check out. 1:50 to go in the third quarter. Saul Sitton sends it right side. Andrew Dennis. Dennis to the free throw line. Now fires back to Saul. Sitton over to Schaefer Sitton. Phillips there defensively. Couple of jab steps. Now Sitton goes to work. Schaefer picks up. Sends back Christopher. Back to Schaefer. Step back 3. Tough shot. Couldn't hit it. Rebound down. Finn Sissom. And here come the Bees again. Cobb ahead with 28. From the wing. Space to operate. Barrels inside. Steps through. Left hand lay good. Ty Cobb's got 30. In his sleep. 1:05 to go in the third. Sitton sends it to the corner. Now Mifflin. Mifflin has it poked, gathers again. Now Dennis lines up the 3. Can't hit, rebound down, Sissom. Cobb to bring it up. Cobb crosses over, drives baseline, steps through, puts it up and good. A vintage Ty Cobb performance as he's trying to cap off a Mr. Basketball resume. I mean, he's clearly the runaway favorite to go back-to-back in that department. It's because of nights like tonight where he's got 32 with 30 seconds to go in the third. 59-28. Sitton running it down. And we'll wait 8 seconds. 5, right side Dennis. Dennis, sidearm 3, can't hit. Rebound tipped into the air. Maynard has it. Pulls up from 3/4 court, and it goes, but he did not get it away in time. It was too late. The official waved it off immediately, but a sensational shot wiped off the board for Joseph Maynard. That brings us to the end of the third quarter. Upperman up by 31. Coverage presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Box Drop Cookville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookville has been proud to serve Cookville since 2018. Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Football on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer with a huge selection of outdoor power equipment including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers.
Upperman out in front by 31. Turning shot for Andrew Dennis is no good, but a foul is called. He's going to go to the line and shoot two. They were very quick in between quarters. Just all right in a blowout like this. We're in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. Happy to be along with you this evening on Facebook, YouTube, and the NFHS Network. Dennis is able to hit the first free throw. And the next one is good as well. Left side, Torrance. Torrance drives to the free throw line. Skies up and hits. Jack Torrance having a nice game tonight. He's got 9 points for the Bees. Ahead, a foul is called for a hand check. They're going to get Drayden Allen as the bench has already started to empty just a little bit for Coach McWilliams. Schaefer sitting back to the table and checking in. Right side, here's Dennis on the drive to the elbow extended. Now floated back to Saul Sitton. Sitton dumps it over to Schaefer Sitton. Now Schaefer gives to Christopher. Back to Saul. Saul drives inside underneath the hoop. He'll bounce it back out. Three ball on the way. That one's good. Asher Mifflin splashes home the tray. 61-33. 7 minutes to go in regulation tonight here in Baxter. Cobb back to the table. He's got 32 points as Finn Sissom has it. Gives back to Lofton Crouch. Crouch picks up his dribble, gives to Sissom. Now Allen. Allen reverses Crouch down to the corner. Torrance. He'll dump it over to Colton Johnson. Johnson shoulder checks back out Crouch. His three's on the way and no good. Rebound down, and here comes Saul Sitton for the Jets. Sitton sends it over to Jake Christopher. Christopher senses a lane, drives inside, and a foul, and this will be the fifth on Colton Johnson, so his day will be done. Jake Christopher to the line. He's also playing with 4 fouls, where he will shoot 2. Big Kingston Mills will check into the game.
Returning for the Bees, Joseph Mayer. Christopher at the line, shooting 2.
Christopher's first free throw is good. 61-34. Two for two for Jake Christopher. He's got 6 points tonight. Here's Ty Cobb in the front court for the Bees. Cobb activates on the drive, kicks to Rylan Case. His corner three, no good, may have been partially blocked. Rebound down, Schaefer sitting. Little run here for Cumberland County. They host White County on Friday as Schaefer sitting throws the runner-up, won't go. Case on the rebound, and here comes Torrance ahead. Torrance into the front court. Now he'll float back. Works it over right side. He'll line up the three. That one's no good. Rebound was tipped down, out of bounds, and it'll go back to Cumberland County.
Return to the Jets, Tristan Butchell and Reese Davenport.
Three ball on the way. That one's no good. Rebound down Mills. Ahead to Cobb. Cobb just weaves through traffic, skies up, and lays it in. 34 tonight for Mr. Basketball. Maybe on his way to back-to-back Mr. Basketball honors. Sitton has it left side. He'll bounce it over with 5:19 to go. Now a drive Futrell. He bounces to Dennis. Dennis clears out, puts it up, can't go. Mills on the rebound, and he fires out to Torrance. Torrance drives towards the baseline. Now back out Case. Case dumps it off for Cobb. Cobb with a skip pass to Maynard. Maynard activates down the baseline. Underhand flips to Mills. Mills has it blocked out of his hands by Sitton. And now here they come in transition, the Jets. Poked away by Torrance. Steals it back. Jack Torrance. One of his hallmarks, the poke. Now over to Cobb. Cobb activates around a man. Contorts and hits. Ty Cobb, simply sensational. 36 tonight for Agent Zero. In the front court. Handoff, here's Dennis. Dennis drives the lane. It's swiped out of his hands by Casey. Grabs it again. 4.5 to go. Bench empty. Now a drive inside. Taken away by Torrance. Torrance ahead. Torrance in the corner, Maynard. Maynard back to Case. Now Cobb. Cobb. Hand off Torrance. Torrance spins. Now into the low block, Mills. Mills puts it up too strong. Rebound down. It comes the other way. Cobb is down behind the play. Looks like he's okay. Ahead, Dennis in transition lays it in. Looks like he slipped on a piece of paper. He wasn't happy about it. Dennis into double figures. He's got 12. 3:35 to go. Mills in the low block against Christopher. And we will have a timeout called by Bobby McWilliams. 30-second quick cash pawn. Timeout is, I believe, he wants to empty the bench. And they are not happy with the cheerleaders as Cobb is a bit hobbled. Understandably so. There's some papers on the floor and they think it's causing some slips. Don't forget, Gentry's Power Equipment is your hometown Steel and Exmark dealer located on Buffalo Valley Road in Cookville. Go get yourself a new lawnmower, chainsaw, blower, or more. Maybe you need to get your service. Go to see their awesome service department there in Cookville as well. Bench is not emptied yet for Christian Goodwin. Still 3:32 to go. Gunner block to inbound here. He fires it in for Dawson Mullins. Mullins gives to Crouch. Crouch dumps it over to Block. Block back to Allen. Mills. Spins now, has it knocked out of his hands. It'll be a jump. The arrow belongs to Upperman still. Not sure they realize it. Everybody's walking down the floor. 3:16 to go as Asher Mifflin checks back in for Saul Sitton. We'll see if that's it tonight for Sitton. Block to inbound from the baseline. Sends it into Crouch. Crouch spins right side block. Block, eyes up, now activates. He'll bounce it back Mullins. Mullins to Crouch. Now Allen. Block, eyes up, back to Crouch. Crouch activates in the drive. Now back out, Mullins. Mullins to Crouch. Crouch picks up his dribble. Turnaround jumper, couldn't bank it in. Rebound tipped up into the air and grabbed away by Davenport. Jets basketball with 2:40 to go. Davenport gives over to Christopher. Baseline drive, losing his footing. Dennis didn't carry the ball, though, so wisely able to throw it off of Allen's foot. It'll stay on this end. 2:27 to play. Here's the drive inside. Christopher, shoulder checks, blocked by Mills. Christopher gathers, kicks into the corner. 3 ball on the way and good. Asher Mifflin splashes home the tray. Second of the quarter for Mifflin. Now on the other end, Mullins gives back to Block. Starters out of the game for Upperman. Still a mix out there right now for Cumberland County. Mullins, head fake, now dumps off to Mills. Mills, one dribble, goes up and puts it in. Kingston Mills on the bucket. The big man's first points tonight. Case to the table for the Bees. Hahn to the table for Cumberland County as there's rebound ricochets around. Another chance for Cumberland County. 3 ball on the way, that's no good. Offensive rebound and another chance. Davenport sends it over to Dennis on the drive. Dennis steps through, puts it up, off the glass and good. Andrew Dennis with the lay. 14 points is the lead. Pardon me, is his night, I should say. And now they will foul just to get the sub in, I would imagine. It is a 25-point lead for the Bees. Final score on the SK Creation scoreboard. York beats Livingston Academy 51-43. Cookeville trails Warren County 34-30. Tough quarter for them. Pickett County leads Clay County 53-46. Good one right now over on UCR2. Into the corner block. Block. Drives inside. Blocked away. Here they come the other way in transition now, the Jets. Hahn. He'll dump it inside on the drive. Mifflin lays it in. Cumberland County playing hard to the final whistle. Something their coach is going to like to see. Now Case goes to work. Case on the drive. Throws it up. No good. Rebound tip. Case able to get it away. Now he'll kick out Mullins. Mullins drives baseline. Spins looking for an outlet. Finds Case. Case drives. Turns into the low block. Steps through. Puts it up. That one's blocked. Ricochets back to Allen. Allen, little head fake. Puts it up over Christopher. No, he gets the rebound. 27 seconds to go. Ahead they come. It is a final. Pickett County knocks off Clay County 80-66. The Bobcats continue to be undefeated in 7 single A. 10 seconds to go. Here's Carson Dennis. That one stolen away. Drayden Allen bringing it up. Sends over to Ryland Case. Back to Allen, who puts it up and in. The exclamation point for the Bees comes from Drayden Allen. And that will do it from Baxter tonight. Final score, Upperman 69, Cumberland County 44. We welcome you into the Thompson Machinery and Cat Rental Store post-game show. As I tally up the scoring, we're moments away from hearing that and who the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing player of the game will be. Scoring is as follows. First for Cumberland County, falls to 16-7 and 2-3 in District 7 3A. 14 points tonight for Andrew Dennis leads the way. 10 for Asher Mifflin. 6 apiece for Jake Christopher and Schaefer Sitton. 5 for Saul Sitton and 2 for Reese Davenport for a team total of 44. For the victorious Upperman Bees tonight, who improved to 20-5 and 6-0 in District 7 3A. 36 points for Ty Cobb leads the way. And then we'll go down the line. 2 for Joseph Maynard. 6 for Jack Torrance. Pardon me. 9 for Jack Torrance, 2 for Carmine Phillips, 2 for Drayden Allen, 6 for Collier Bush, 5 for Colton Johnson, and 2 for Kingston Mills, for a team total of 69. The Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing player of the game, once again, is Ty Cobb. Agent Zero with 36 points. He, again, adds to his Mr. Basketball resume. Next up for both teams, Cumberland County at home on Friday night when they welcome in the White County Warriors. Upperman back at home on Friday against Livingston Academy. Games in progress across the network, including live over on UCR4. Rafferty Cleary's on the call as Cookeville and Warren County are in a good one in the fourth quarter across Putnam County. The night started with a Lady B victory, 59-33, and it ends with a B 69-44 win. That'll do it for us. We'll remind you to keep your eyes on UpperCumberlandReporter.com for the latest coverage of high school sports throughout the area. Until we talk to you all again, I'm Noah McKay. For everybody at UCR, we say so long from Baxter.